Hey guys, and welcome back to NTI Week 6 of our music lessons. I cannot believe we're already on our 6th week of online learning. You guys have done such a great job with watching our videos and sending me pictures. I've loved looking at them and sharing them with other TALME students to show off all the hard work you've been doing. If this is your first time watching, then welcome. Feel free at any time to go back, check out the TALME Kindergarten YouTube page. I've posted 5 weeks worth of lessons for you guys to enjoy and participate in. So feel free to go back and look over those, watch them. At the bottom in the description box of this video, there will be a link to a Google form, and there are for all the videos. Make sure you click on that and fill it out. That's how I can give you credit for your participation in our instruction online. So if you haven't filled those out, feel free to go back, fill them out now, and you can still receive credit for participating in those lessons. So we're going to start with our hello song today. So if you don't already have it with you, take a second to pause this video and go find your shaker instrument. If you never made a shaker instrument, feel free to go back and watch our week 1 NTI music lesson. That's when we made these together. If you don't have one and you're not interested in making one, that's fine too. But find something that you can keep the steady beat. Remember, the steady beat is like the heartbeat of the music. Whether you keep it in your lap by patting, you could keep it in your hands by clapping. Maybe you want to practice your snapping skills and snap the steady beat. Maybe you have a drum at home you can use. Maybe if you don't have a drum, maybe you could keep the steady beat with a pot and a stick or a wooden spoon, So find some way that you can keep the steady beat, and then once you've got it, come back and press play, and we'll sing our hello song together. All right, so hopefully now you've got your steady beat instrument. Remember, I'm gonna sing first, and I want you to be my echo, listening to my voice and seeing how closely you can match. When my voice goes high and then goes low and then goes back high, I want yours to do the same. High, low, high. Yours should be an exact echo of mine. Are you ready to sing? 1, 2, I sing first. Hello there. How are you? It's so good to see you. We'll sing and be happy. We're all here together again. Yay! Give yourself a pat on the back. Awesome singing, guys. Let's sing our hello song one last time, and this time I want you to play your shaker instrument that you made, and I am going to add a different instrument. So in our NTI Week 1 video, I taught you guys the name of this instrument. Do you remember what it's called? It kind of has a name that reminds you of what this instrument looks like. Think about, what does this instrument look like, and that might give you a hint to what it's called. It is called a clatterpillar. Can you say clatterpillar? It's called a clatterpillar because the sound that these different pieces make when they click against each other is kind of a clatter sound. Does that remind you of clatter, clatter, clatter? Yeah? And it kind of looks like a caterpillar, right? A little insect that crawls around like this. So while you sing the hello song with me and you're keeping that steady beat with your egg shaker or in your lap, I'm gonna keep it with the clatterpillar. Ready to sing it one more time? 1, 2, I'll sing first. Hello there. How are you? It's so good to see you. We'll sing and be happy. We're all here together again. Yay! I love the clatterpillar. It's such a fun, noisy instrument. All right, what we're gonna do next is we are gonna be reading a new book today. It's called Tiptoe Joe. So you can leave your shaker instruments out. We're actually gonna be using them in the next part of our lesson too. All right, so we are going to be reading a book called Tiptoe Joe today. Can you say Tiptoe Joe? Exactly. So looking at the cover of the book, who do you think Joe is? Did you say you think Joe's the bear? Nice job, Joe is the bear. So they put the main character on the cover of the book, which they usually do. He's the main character. Tiptoe Joe is our main character. So that means we're gonna see him a lot throughout the entire story. It's about him. And along the way in the story, he's gonna meet lots of other animals, okay? And although this book is not about making music, it's not about instruments or singing, this book is really interesting to me because it makes lots of musical sounds or sounds that we would hear around us in nature that maybe we wouldn't think of as music unless we had read the book Tiptoe Joe. So our activity that we're going to do today actually has to do with that same thing. We're going to be listening around us in our lives, staying at home, and thinking about what kind of sounds do we hear every day that maybe we wouldn't consider to be music, but really, music is just sounds, right, that you put together to create a song. So we're going to be listening for sounds in our lives that could be interpreted as music. Okay, back to our book, Tiptoe Joe. Tiptoe fast. So we can see Tiptoe Joe tiptoeing fast from, where is that? That's right, it looks like a cave, so he's tiptoeing fast from a cave. I wonder why. Tiptoe slow. Say hello to Tiptoe Joe. Do you hear the steady beat in the book? So he's tiptoeing slow over those rocks. I bet he doesn't want to fall in the water. If he tiptoed fast right there, he might get a little bit wet. Can you say hello to Tiptoe Joe? Hello, Tiptoe Joe. Donkey, donkey, come with me. I know something you should see. Clop, clop. So Tiptoe Joe is passing by Donkey and he's saying, come with me, follow me, Donkey. I want to show you something cool. And the clop, clop are the sounds of the donkey's hooves, their feet moving through the grass, following Tiptoe Joe. Can you make that sound? Clop, clop. Nice job. Rabbit, rabbit, come with me. I know something you should see. Thump, thump. So that's the sound of the rabbit's feet hitting the ground. Thump, thump, as they jump up. Right? So now Tiptoe Joe has two people following him. Donkey, clop, clop, and rabbit, thump, thump. See if you can remember those sounds. Turkey, turkey, come with me. I know something you should see. Flap, flap. What do you think that flap, flap is the sound of? Did you say the turkey's wings? Nice job, you are correct. The turkey's wings sound like this, flap, flap. So now Tiptoe Joe has donkey, clop, clop, rabbit, thump, thump, and turkey, flap, flap. Tell us, Tiptoe Joe, what's the secret? Let us know. Flap, flap, thump, thump, clop, clop. So now we hear all of their sounds as they're following Tiptoe Joe across the water. Flap, flap, thump, thump, clop, clop. Do you think you can make those sounds with me? So turkey first, flap. Then the rabbit, thump. Then the donkey, clop. Let's see if we can do it together. 1, 2, ready, say it. Flap, flap, thump, thump, clop, clop. Nice work. Tiptoe, tiptoe, quiet, please. Tiptoe underneath the trees. So Tiptoe Joe is reminding them, please be quiet. Keep your noises down. They're tiptoeing underneath the trees. Where does it look like they are? Did you say a forest? I agree. All those trees together look like a forest to me. Moose, moose, come with me. I know something you should see. Thud, thud. That's a fun sound to make. So now Tiptoe Joe is inviting Moose to follow him. And the sound his feet make, because he's a heavy instrument, is a thud, thud. Owl, owl, come with me. I know something you should see. Swish, swish. So that's the sound the owl's wings make as they fly through the sky. Swish, swish. Can you make that sound? Swish, swish. Beaver, beaver, come with me. I know something you should see. Slap, slap. So beavers are interesting animals because they have really flat tails, and they use their flat tails to slap it against mud and wood that they use to build their homes. So his tail against the water makes a slap, slap sound. Can you try making that sound? Slap, slap. I think it's kind of fun to make silly sounds sometimes. Tell us, Tiptoe Joe, what's the secret? Let us know. Swish, swish, slap, slap, thud, thud. So now it's got the owl, swish, then the beaver, slap, then the moose, thud. Can you make those sounds with me? Swish, swish, slap, slap, thud, thud. Let's try it together. 1, 2, say it with me. Swish, swish, slap, slap, thud, thud. Nice job. This book does a really good job not only of keeping that steady beat and making those cool sounds, but really working your memory, seeing how well you can remember the order of the different animals. Tiptoe, tiptoe, quiet please, tiptoe underneath the trees. Clop, clop, thump, thump, flap, flap, thud, thud, swish, swish, slap, slap. Now it's got all of the animals. Can you try to say their sounds with me? So the donkey is clop, the rabbit is thump, the turkey is flap, the moose is thud, the owl is swish, and the beaver is slap. Let's see if we can do it together. 1, 2, say it with me. Clop, clop, thump, thump, flap, flap, thud, thud, swish, swish, slap, slap. Good work. And do you think they're making a lot of noise traveling, following Tiptoe Joe? For sure, right? So we can see here that Tiptoe Joe is telling them, I like that sound. I think it's kind of relaxing. You know, it kind of reminds me of our rain stick instrument. It's a nice sound. Tiptoe lightly, point your toe. Tiptoe soft, tiptoe slow. Slap, slap, swish, swish, thud, thud, flap, flap. Thump, thump, clop, clop, shh. So now we've added a sound. It's the sound of Tiptoe Joe saying shh. Let's see if we can start with slap with the beaver, then shh with the owl, then thud with the moose, then flap with the turkey, then thump with the rabbit, then clop with the donkey, then shh with Tiptoe Joe. Oh, and look at that. It looks like they're almost back to the cave. I bet what he has to show them is inside the cave. Let's say it together from slap with the beaver. 1, 2, say it with me. Slap, slap, swish, swish, thud, thud, flap, flap, thump, thump, clop, clop, shh. How'd you do? It's tough, huh? Nice work, guys. Tell us, Tiptoe Joe, what's the secret? Let us know. Tiptoe, tiptoe, softly creep. So there we see the bear is in a cave. Tiptoe Joe's in a cave with another bear. And all the animals are looking at him and they're saying, come on, Tiptoe Joe, please tell us the secret. And they're saying together, the bears are saying, all right, tiptoe softly, creep quietly. Here's my secret, fast asleep. Oh. And we see Tiptoe Joe's secret. What was his secret? That's right, it looks like Tiptoe Joe is holding two baby bears and they are sleeping. He wanted to show his friends the babies, but he wanted to make sure they tiptoed quietly so they didn't wake them up. I love the book Tiptoe Joe. Thumbs up if you liked listening to it. All right, so this week for music, I would love for you to do a kind of scavenger hunt around your home for certain musical sounds. So like I said earlier, there are sounds all around us. And as we go through our lives, sometimes we kind of forget to stop and take a second and listen to the sounds and enjoy them and observe them. So some of the sounds that we hear in our lives are soft. Some of the sounds we hear in our life are loud and noisy. Some of the sounds or things we see move slowly. Some of the things we see move fast. Some of the things we hear sound like songs. They make melodies. And some of the sounds we hear in our lives have steady beats. Okay, so I have done the scavenger hunt as well, and I want to tell you what kinds of sounds I found around my home as I was listening. So the first thing I listened for was a sound or something moving that was slow. Can you say slow? So slow tells us about the tempo in music. Say tempo. Tempo is the Italian word for speed, so it means how fast or slow something is moving. And in music, that means if the music we hear is moving very slowly or if it's a very fast song, right? That maybe makes you want to dance a little bit. So as I was listening around my home for something that moves slow, I thought that something that moves slow is as I read books, I turn the pages pretty slowly as I'm taking time to read each page. Thumbs up if you agree that turning the pages of a book, if you're reading it, would be something that's slow. Definitely, right? The next thing I listened for was the sound of something fast. The fast tempo thing I found around me was the sound of me typing on the computer, because I'm doing that a lot these days with all this online learning. Whenever I'm typing, I'm clicking the keys very fast and they make a very fast click, 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 click sound. Thumbs up if you agree that that would be something fast. Definitely, right? And hopefully as you're hearing my examples, maybe you're agreeing with what I put as my examples, but I hope you're thinking of your own too. Like maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I remember seeing a car outside my home the other day and I noticed it because it was moving so fast, or maybe it was moving so slow. So try to be making these connections and having these discussions with other people that are watching with you as you're listening. The next thing that I listened for was something in my home that was soft. Can you say soft? Soft tells us about the dynamics. Say dynamics. The music word for whether the music is loud or soft means it's volume. Okay, so we talked about earlier this year that soft can mean the way something feels, but it's also the music word for if something is quiet. So as I was listening for something soft in my home, the thing that I noticed was it was raining the other day. Last week, actually, there was a lot of rain. It was a very rainy week. And so as I was sitting inside, I heard the rain coming down, and I thought to myself, wow, that's a really soft and beautiful sound. Thumbs up if you agree. Usually the rain does sound soft. The next sound that I heard or looked for was I listened for something that was loud. Can you say loud? Lots of loud sounds around us, right? So my loud sound that I noticed around my home was I have 2 dogs. They are medium-sized dogs, so they're not very big, they're not very small, but my goodness, when they bark, which is whenever they see a rabbit outside my window. I live in the country, so I have lots of rabbits and squirrels around my home. Whenever my dogs see a rabbit, do you think they bark loudly? Oh my goodness, they bark so loudly it hurts Miss Fugate's ears. So the loud sound I noticed the most was my dogs barking. Thumbs up if you agree that that's a loud sound. Absolutely. Definitely. The next music sound I listened for was something that was low. So low versus high has to do with the pitch of the music. Can you say pitch? The pitch is a musical word that means whether the sound we hear is a high sound or a low sound. So whenever I was listening for a low sound in my home, I thought of my husband's voice. So Miss Fugate is married, and my voice, whenever I'm talking, my voice is pretty high, right? A lot of women do have voices that are pretty high, but a lot of men have voices that are low, kind of like this. So whenever Miss Fugate hears her husband talk, lately I've been noticing more since my scavenger hunt. My husband does have a very low voice. Thumbs up if you agree that that would be low, a low sound. Yeah, and be thinking again of some sounds that you hear in your life that would be low also. Then I had to think opposite of low is high. So that's a sound that's like this, not low, but high. And of course, my voice is a pretty high sound, but the sound that I was thinking of, aside from my voice that is high, is the sound of the ukulele. So I've been telling you guys I've been practicing and learning the ukulele lately, and the ukulele is like a little guitar, and little instruments make high sounds. So the ukulele is an instrument with a high sound. So that's what I picked for the high sounds on my scavenger hunt. Then the last 2 opposites, music opposites I looked for, the first one was a steady beat. And we know what a steady beat is, right? It stays the same. It's like the heartbeat of the music. So this one I had a hard time thinking of. What's something I hear all the time that's very steady? And the thing I thought of was my washing machine. Have you heard a washing machine before? I don't know about yours, but whenever my washing machine is almost done washing the clothes, it makes a loud thunk, 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 thunk sound. And although it's really loud, I could have put it for the loud scavenger hunt category too, but it's very steady. It almost sounds like it could be the back of a song that you heard because it's so consistent and steady. It always stays the same. Doesn't speed up, doesn't slow down, always stays the same. So that was my example for steady beat. And then the last category that I listened for was melody. Can you say melody? Say melody. Nice job. So melody is what it's called whenever you put those high and low sounds together. High and low sounds together make a melody. So whenever I put together these high and low sounds, la, 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 they create a melody. This note, la, by itself is not a melody. But when I put it with these other notes or pitches, la, 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 they create a melody or a song. So I decided to listen around my home for a melody and see what do I hear other than my singing voice that creates melodies. And the example I thought of were the birds that I hear singing around my house. Yeah, thumbs up if you've heard some birds singing lately. Yeah, it's springtime, so the birds are starting to come back to Kentucky where it's starting to warm up, and they're singing every day, and it sounds so beautiful. They make such beautiful melodies. So that was my melody example. So I'm gonna post, probably beside this, a little picture of a scavenger hunt board that lists all of these examples. And on your Google form this time, I will list some spaces for you to tell me some of the examples that you were able to find within your home. And don't feel like you have to fill it all the way out. You don't necessarily need to find an example for every single one. But I would love to know maybe some of your favorite ones that you found, or ones that you found interesting, or whichever ones you were able to find successfully. And so list those on the Google form, and then of course you will receive credit for your participation today. I'm so glad you guys were able to join me in this week's music lesson, and I can't wait to see what you find on your scavenger hunt. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.